Alright guys, what's up? If you hear any music or screaming in the background, the next door neighbors, or not, my house is right here, they're right here. They're having a good old party. It's the weekend. I hope you guys are having a good time as well. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed. I built the upper without even recording it. It's official. Those two parts that I needed for this build to be finished, they have been taken by customs. Now what that means, okay, this happened to me probably many years ago. Okay, so this hasn't happened in a long time. It's probably ever since I changed to EMS express shipping. I had a couple questions on EMS, guys. EMS is not like a company, a business or anything. EMS is basically, it's express shipping, so it's the faster shipping. Now maybe it's okay. Well, it technically has its own logo and its own company, but people were, I think people were saying like, is it, you know, UPS, USPS, DHL, like those kind of guys? It doesn't. So what happens is, if you're America, I don't know about outside of America. Some of you that asked were not. I know one guy was Canada, some were, most were America, and then some other were, I forget what countries. But anyways, when you order EMS from Hong Kong, USPS takes over it. It's basically express. It comes in 2 to 3 days and it's very fast moving, but you pay a lot of money for it. So that's where EMS, that's what I meant by whenever I say EMS in all my videos, that's what I'm talking about. It's not like FedEx, DHL, or any of those companies. They have their own express system. And you can usually, if you talk to the retailer overseas, some retailers offer UPS, FedEx, all those kind of, you can, you know, if you look at the website or maybe contact them, you can figure out stuff if there's something you prefer. I just go with EMS, and EMS is handled by USPS here in America. Okay, so that's who I deal with. And then if you do airmail is also handled by USPS, and that's the cheapest option. And that one to me is the shittiest option. I rarely order it when it's like, it was literally just 2 bags, guys. The package is literally 2 bags. I don't know why they took it. And how custom works now, guys, is they can take up to 45 days. They can take their sweet ass time. Usually they'll send a letter, or they'll call you, or email. But most of the time, 99% of the time, it's like a mailed letter. And then, you know, they ask questions or whatever. I don't know what I'm going to get. The last time it happened to me, I literally waited 45 days, then I got the product. And no email, no message, nothing. And so I consider those parts lost. I'm already looking, there's 2 stores in America that have the parts. So I think we're just going to have to, I'm going to have to order from both of them. But since it's in America, I'm not going to worry about parts getting, you know, it doesn't go through customs. Stuff from out of, you know, America goes into customs, but within America you're fine. It's just, you know, yeah. So when I got that news yesterday, or I don't know, Friday, I don't know what day I got it, but anyways, because I told you from the last video, I got all the phone numbers, USPS customer service, my local post office number, district number, then U.S. Custom and Borders, and that, you know, I had to go through all the channel to find out where it was, and they finally confirmed with me that it is within customs, which is its own department. So that's just a piece of shit. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm gonna order other parts. The good thing is, you know, if it does come eventually, I'm always building Glocks for people, so I can handle it. You know, it just cost me extra now, but all right. Let's talk about the upper. Okay, I was frustrated and I was like thinking, what can I do? What can I do? And I realized I could build the upper, and I didn't record it. But you guys know me, there's no bullshit on this channel, so that's the good thing about me. We have everything in here, okay? We have the Guns Modified blowback unit. The good thing is I have videos on all of this stuff. Like, I have done every Guns Modified product. The only thing I don't think I've ever reviewed was the barrel stabilizer, which I'll see if I can show you. But anyways, blowback unit. So gross. A little fly just flew in my mouth. Alright, let's get back to it. Anyways, the only thing that needed to be sanded down or grinded was the screw. The screw provided with this slide was just simply too long, because if you look carefully, guys, I want you guys to look carefully. You see how deep? Okay, you see how deep this is? The stock TM is not deep. It's got a lot of, you can see it's kind of thick here. So the screw would stop, you know, at the right place. Here, I had to take off about maybe like half a millimeter, not that much. And grinding screw, guys, is pretty, see, Jesus. Alright. Grinding screws is relatively easy. You can do it dremels, you can do, but okay. Alright. I think it's okay now. We have a stock TM loading nozzle in here. Didn't put the guns modifier in here. That's gonna be waiting. We have the guns modified steel hop-up unit, relatively easy to install. I don't know if I should continue this video. I'm sorry for all the noise, guys. The biggest thing that is important, I probably say, is the recoil spring. That's one thing I see people, or a lot of people, get confused on, or you know, they ask questions. Hey, my gun's slow, or it's not recycling that well. Let me see if I have it here. There we go. I want you guys to look carefully at this. This is a steel recoil guide rod for TMG 1718. 125%. 125% is fine, but you have to understand, this is a Glock 34 slide. It's longer, we have more weight. The other thing I see people always forget is they'll get like the G17 RMRs. Obviously this one's a little bit longer too, but when you put RMR on, guys, that's going to add a lot of weight. So you have to account for that. They're really marketing this for a standard Glock 17 slide, which is going to be significantly, you know, lighter than something like this. Unless it's got like a lot of ports. This is a light slide, so it's a good slide, but just keep that in mind. So I already, when I ordered, we got, I'm trying to look for it because you can see I took all these parts apart. Oh, I ordered. That's this, okay, so they call it stabilizers. Okay, I didn't know what they called it technically. Okay, anyways, I don't know where it is. I thought it was over here because I kept some of the trash. Oh, there we go. This is what I picked up. This is my happy medium for 34 slides or heavier slides. Now, they go up pretty high. If you got a really heavy slide, or if you plan on running the RMR, probably get 135 and above. Okay? Trying to think of any other advice I can think of since I didn't film this, but I switched to recoil spring because, you know, I want this to feel nice and snappy, and this is, once again, this is for a skirmisher. I'll also need to ask him if he wants any short stroke. That's a personal preference thing, but I think as a skirmisher, I'd probably say most of us are running short strokes just so you can get it off faster, and then also it's just, you know, saves a little gas, but I'd probably say the speed. And then usually when you play enough, you can tell the difference between empty and not. And you know, lockback isn't always consistent, especially with airsoft. That's probably like the hardest people I have to deal with sometimes, because some guys will be like, I want 100% guaranteed lockback, and I'm like, that doesn't exist. It doesn't. You can do a very nice job and make sure you do all the stuff you can to improve it, but not guaranteed. Okay, now here, I already tested it, but I'm just going to show you guys. And then also one other thing, this slide goes on like detonator. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I'd probably say it's almost, to me, it's just a little more pain in the ass, but they actually have a little block here. Like, there's no channel here. You can't go from the front. You just physically can't. There's literally a block here, so be careful. When I first time I installed it, I was like, what the hell is going on here? And then I realized, oh my god, it's detonator style. And it's really, there you go. Okay, you guys see how that went on? It's just kind of like you have to play with it. And once you get used to it, then you'll understand. Now, I'll rack it once for you guys, and we'll do one dry fire. That's it. The reason why it's on here is because this is a Guns Modify rear. This is full Guns Modify except for the frame. The frame is stock TM, and I wanted to make sure I did the correct job on the upper. But another tip I have for you guys, I've seen it done before. This is his lower, okay? I'm not going to even attempt to put this upper on this lower, because now I have all the upgrades in it. When I did it originally, I didn't think I was actually going to deck it out 100%. But since we decided to deck it out 100%, now I know that I don't care about this hammer chassis or front frame. He's gonna have enough parts almost to really build in a second gun. But don't ever sand or fit any slide to frame if this is not going to be your final thing. I've seen in many cases where guys will send me a stock TM high kappa and an advanced frame, and I see sanding on both of them. If you are going to choose, if you're going to, 100%, you're going to spend money on an advanced frame, steel chassis, and you're going to do it, don't sand or fit anything. Just make sure you have the slide and all the proper upgrades you're going to do, and put it to that build that you're going to do finally. Don't waste your time doing it on both settings and making it even looser than it should be. Okay. Another thing you guys have to realize is Glocks will never be as tight as high kappas. Thankfully, but we don't know on his yet because I don't have the parts. This is a really nice fit, but that's how it was when I first. If you saw my video a long time ago, this is the one I reviewed on the channel, and I have a second one that's full Guns Modify. It's just, damn, it is nice and tight. This one actually would need some fitment. Okay, but we're gonna show you guys that it does work. Okay, this one doesn't work. Let's put a little gas in here. Well, I got some protein from the flies, huh? Good Lord, I don't know how long I was coughing for. Okay, you can see it doesn't go all the way. This is where I'm most likely gonna have to work on here with this, but I want to show you guys. It does shoot. Now I'm gonna shoot. Okay, so we have a lock back. So I know that I did the upper somewhat okay. Now the next step obviously is I need to get the parts and continue it. Now let me take this off. Okay, let's see. Okay, and then you take it off like detonator. Just treat it like a detonator. If you don't know what I'm talking about, detonator. See, like this style is not a detonator. Okay, because there's channels all the way on both sides. So this one I can actually go from rear all the way to back. Detonator styles, they kind of have, like, you kind of go like this and then down. So that's the only difference. Coco, what are you looking at? We have mouse problems in here, but I've been trying to combat them. But she's too big to chase them. All right. I think that's it. Next video you're gonna see is probably when I figure out where to get the parts or buy it. I want to buy them in America. Yeah, I'm frustrated, to be honest. It's annoying because those two parts have really held this project back, and I thought I was getting them, but I was supposed to get those parts on the 23rd. Like what? A week ago? I don't know anymore. Stippling, I want to film it on camera, but honestly guys, it's gonna be too hard for me. Stippling is tedious. It takes a long time, and with my situation, my back problems, I can't sit consistently for a long time. So I'm gonna be stippling off, stippling off, stippling off, stippling off, standing. It takes me a long time to do that. It's not something I'll be able to film. If I could sit for an hour, I would show you guys. But it's just, that's not possible, and I would have to edit, and that's a shit show. Okay, that's too much for me right now. I don't want to sit that much with my back problems. So what you'll do is you're going to see that pre-stippled. I'll stipple that, but I'm going to practice on a other lower first, and these are the stippling parts I bought. They look very nice. Like, I've been using my custom ones for a long time, but I was like, you know what, let's just buy some nice ones for once. And these look very nice. So I'm hoping they come out nice on the, I have like a random TM1 I'm going to stipple. And if it comes out nice, then yeah, we're gonna go forward with this. And I have 2 of these, so if I mess up on this, we got a backup. Stippling is not easy, okay? You know, a lot of people can go buy a soldering iron and stipple it, but to do a good job, that's a whole nother story, okay? Even I wouldn't say I'm not that good. I would say I'm okay, but I'm not the best, that's for sure. Is there anything else I can cover? I don't think so. It's really stippling, and then I need those parts. I really need those parts to complete it, because I want a full steel hammer set. Like, this is a full steel hammer set. It's got everything steel in here, and it's just, I can tell you, it's just, it feels nice. And you know what? I've never been worried about it. Obviously, it's not invincible to the heat. That's the only thing. But that's the, you know, design's fault. That's not the aftermarket parts. They're trying to do the best they can. One day. That's another story. I did one project that was so crazy. I tried making a full complete rail, like a complete rail, like a high kappa, but it was too much work, and I gave up on it. All right, I'll see you guys around.